Ultimate Poker Strategy Guide – Essential Poker Tips for Beginners. Brief overview of poker's popularity and significance. Every year, millions of enthusiasts and professionals alike flock to the tables, online platforms, and televised events, making poker one of the most revered and strategic card games worldwide. This cerebral game of poker demands not just luck, but a thorough understanding of poker dynamics and a mastery of a basic poker strategy. For those new to the game, learning poker tips for beginners is crucial to navigating the complexities of the game, especially the popular Texas Hold'em variant. The freedom to outwit opponents begins with a solid grasp of starting hand selection and the nuances that come with each play. Whether aiming to become a seasoned player or just looking to understand the fundamentals, poker epitomizes a blend of skill, psychology, and calculated risk, making it a perennial favorite among those who relish intellectual challenge and strategic competition. Understanding the basics of poker. The foundational elements of poker, encompassing the rules and hand rankings, form the bedrock upon which all strategic play is constructed. A comprehensive understanding of these principles is indispensable for players to make calculated decisions and evaluate their position's strength relative to their adversaries. Mastery of the basics is not merely academic. It is a strategic asset that enables players to navigate the game's complexities with confidence and precision. The rules of poker. A firm grasp of the foundational rules of poker is a prerequisite for any player aspiring to gain a competitive edge. Variants such as Texas Hold'em and Omaha serve as the bedrock of modern poker, each with unique strategic nuances. Understanding the mechanics of betting, hand rankings, and the progression of play is critical to formulating a practical approach to the game. Overview of the most common poker variants, for example, Texas Hold'em Omaha. Understanding the rules of the most common poker variants is crucial for any beginner looking to master the game. Texas Hold'em and Omaha are two popular variants that have their unique strategies and gameplay. Texas Hold'em is a game that champions strategic play, with each participant striving to have the strongest hand at the poker table. This variant requires players to carefully consider their hand and make calculated decisions to outplay their opponents. On the other hand, Omaha grants a broader range of possibilities and demands astute pot management. Players in Omaha are dealt 4 hole cards instead of 2, which opens up more potential winning hands. This variant requires players to carefully analyze their community cards and hole cards to determine the best hand. Both Texas Hold'em and Omaha are staples in poker tournaments and cash games. In these games, players compete against each other with the ultimate goal of securing the winning hand. Whether it's Texas Hold'em or Omaha, mastering the rules and strategies of these variants is essential for any poker player looking to succeed. Basic rules and gameplay. Before delving into advanced strategies, beginners must grasp the fundamental rules and gameplay intrinsic to poker. Mastering the basics of the game lays the groundwork for effective Hold'em strategy. Whether you play online poker or face players at the table, understanding when to bet or fold post-flop is crucial. Aiming for the best play to win the pot often hinges on top pair decisions. Poker hand rankings. A robust understanding of poker hand rankings is the cornerstone of strategic play, guiding decisions from hand selection to the final showdown. These rankings range from the rare and powerful royal flush to the often encountered high card scenario, each with a distinct probability and strategic value. In the subsequent analysis, we will dissect each hand type, providing examples and discussing their relative strengths within the context of game dynamics. Detailed explanation of hand rankings from highest to lowest. While learning the intricacies of poker strategy, it is crucial to master the hierarchy of hand rankings. These rankings dictate the strength of a player's hand, ranging from the unbeatable royal flush to the often uncompetitive high card. Understanding these rankings empowers beginners to make calculated decisions. By knowing the strength of their hand, players can assess pot odds to determine whether it is worth calling a bet. Additionally, knowing hand rankings allows players to recognize the potential of a flush draw. This understanding is pivotal in becoming the best player at a winning poker table. Therefore, taking the time to learn and understand hand rankings is essential for anyone seeking to improve their poker skills. Examples of each type of hand. Mastering hand rankings is fundamental, so let's examine concrete examples of each poker hand, from the highest to the lowest, to solidify your understanding of this essential poker concept. A royal flush, the best poker hand, consists of A, K, Q, J, 10, all of the same suit. A straight flush is 5 consecutive cards of the same suit, such as 9 through 5 of hearts. 4 of a kind might be 4 aces. A full house could be 3 8S and 2 4S. A flush might be any 5 cards of the same suit, non-consecutive. A straight could be 6, 2 of mixed suits in order. 3 of a kind may involve 3 7S, a pair is 2 9S, and a high card could be a lone ace. These examples are stepping stones as you improve your game through quick poker decisions, aligning with essential tips for beginners who advocate strategic thinking. Preparing to play. Before a player engages in the tactical arena of poker, selecting an appropriate game variant is critical. It shapes the strategy framework and influences potential profitability. Equally vital is establishing an optimal playing environment, which demands attention to factors that can affect mental acuity and decision-making. A well-prepared player considers both the structural dimensions of the game and the personal conditions under which they perform best, setting the stage for focused and effective play. Choosing the right poker game. Selecting an appropriate poker game is a critical decision that hinges on an astute assessment of one's proficiency, the desired level of financial engagement, and the specific variant of poker that best aligns with one's strategic acumen. The choice between online and live platforms also presents unique considerations, from the rapidity and breadth of online play to the nuanced dynamics of a physical table. An informed approach to this selection can set the foundation for not only immediate enjoyment, but also long-term success in the realm of poker. Factors to consider: skill level, stakes, game variant. Choosing the appropriate poker game requires carefully considering your skill level, the stakes involved, and the specific game variant. Beginners may prefer online or free poker to hone skills without financial risk. Advanced poker strategy is pivotal in high-stakes and tournament strategy. Low-stakes poker allows for learning without significant loss. Poker strategy articles can guide your choice, whether it's Limit Texas Hold'em or another game variant, fitting your type of poker player profile. Advantages of online versus live poker. While both online and live poker have unique benefits, online poker offers unparalleled convenience and a wider variety of games, making it an excellent choice for beginners seeking a comfortable entry point into the game. Top online poker sites provide freedom through flexible poker session scheduling. Advanced poker software enhances strategic play, while real money poker stakes diversify from micro to high, accommodating every aspiring professional poker player's ambitions. Setting up your poker environment. The strategic curation of one's poker environment, whether digital or physical, can profoundly influence one's ability to focus and make optimal decisions. Recognizing the importance of a distraction-free space is paramount, as extraneous stimuli can significantly impair cognitive performance and decision-making processes. Consequently, players must meticulously configure their surroundings to foster a state of deep concentration, which is essential for sustained success at the poker table. Tips for creating an ideal playing environment, online and offline. To optimize your performance in poker, it is crucial to set up a playing environment that minimizes distractions and maximizes focus, whether you're playing online or at a physical table. Elite poker demands strategic analysis. Part of the game is preparing an arena conducive to professional poker thinking. Aggressive poker thrives on clarity, so adopt tips for beginners designed to orchestrate poker success throughout your journey. Play best when you are happy and sharp. Importance of a distraction-free space. In light of the strategic demands of poker, establishing a distraction-free space is paramount for players seeking to foster a focused and analytical mindset during gameplay. Advanced poker success hinges on the capacity to deliberate without interruption. Aspiring to become the best poker player possible means creating an environment akin to what a poker pro would expect: uncluttered, serene, a sanctum where the zeal of the game can flourish uninterrupted. Basic poker strategies. As we shift our focus to the cornerstone of successful play, we must recognize the significance of one's position at the table and its impact on strategic decision-making. A prudent approach to selecting starting hands is foundational and a lever for exerting control over the initial direction of play. These elemental strategies, when mastered, form the bedrock upon which advanced tactics are constructed, setting the stage for a profitable engagement with the game of poker. Understanding position and why it matters. In poker, a player's position at the table is a critical determinant of their strategic options and potential leverage. Early positions necessitate a conservative approach due to the informational disadvantage, while later positions allow players to observe opponents' actions and make more informed decisions. Mastering the nuances of position can significantly tilt the odds in a player's favor, turning a marginal hand into a winning opportunity through positional advantage. Explanation of table positions and their strategic implications. Understanding the strategic impacts of the 9 table positions in poker is essential for beginners to gain an advantage over their opponents. Many poker legends of the game have emphasized that success often hinges on position. There's a limit on how many starting hands you should play, and knowing which will perform best in each position can liberate your decision-making and elevate your play. Starting hand selection. The strategic selection of starting hands is a critical component of foundational poker play, setting the stage for post-flop action and influencing overall session success. Adherence to position-specific guidelines ensures a disciplined approach, maximizing potential gains while minimizing risk exposure. Incorporating a tight aggressive style leverages strength in hand selection, enabling players to assert dominance in pots and establish a commanding table presence. Guidelines for choosing starting hands in different positions. Selecting the right starting hands is crucial for a successful poker strategy. This is particularly important as your position around the table changes. An analytical approach dictates that one should prioritize premium hands in early positions. This is because there is a lack of informational advantage in these positions. Conversely, in late positions, the strategic latitude broadens. This allows for a broader range of starting hands to be played. In late positions, players can exploit their positional liberty to control the flow of the game. The concept of tight aggressive play. Adopting a tight aggressive play style is a fundamental tactic that involves carefully selecting premium hands while assertively controlling the betting dynamics. This strategic approach curtails recklessness, fostering disciplined aggression that capitalizes on strong starting positions. It embodies calculated risk and keen table perception, enabling players to maximize their influence when conditions are most favorable, thereby preserving freedom of action and maintaining a robust chip position. Advanced poker play techniques. Transitioning from foundational tactics to advanced poker play techniques marks the evolution of a novice into a more seasoned player. Mastering the art of bluffing requires not only psychological insight, but also an acute awareness of your opponent's perceptions and potential holdings. Furthermore, a strategic understanding of pot odds and hand odds is crucial in making mathematically sound decisions that can significantly increase long-term profitability. The art of bluffing. Bluffing, a strategic deception pivotal in shifting the dynamics of a poker game, demands a nuanced understanding of timing and psychology. Mastery in this domain involves the ability to project strength when holding a weaker hand, and the acumen to read the table and discern when opponents are employing similar tactics. A player's proficiency in bluffing can elevate their game from competent to formidable, making it an essential skill for those aspiring to dominate the felt. When and how to bluff effectively. Why is the strategic art of bluffing considered a pivotal component of advanced poker play? Masterful bluffs embody poker's psychological warfare, tilting balances amidst uncertainty. Effective bluffing hinges on timing, board analysis, and opponent's tendencies. It's a liberating maneuver, asserting dominance while sowing doubt. Deploy sparingly. A well-timed bluff can coerce folds, but overuse erodes credibility. Analyze, strategize, execute. Bluffing is not deception, it's calculated freedom. Reading opponents and detecting bluffs. Frequently, the ability to decipher an opponent's behavior is as crucial as the execution of a bluff itself, requiring acute observation and psychological insight to anticipate their potential deceptions. Mastering this skill liberates players from uncertainty, granting them the strategic advantage of informed decision-making. An astute analysis of patterns, betting habits, and physical tells can unveil an adversary's hand, transforming the act of reading into a potent weapon within the arsenal of poker tactics. Pot odds and hand odds. Understanding pot odds and hand odds is crucial for making informed decisions at the poker table. These concepts allow players to quantify the risk versus reward of continuing with a hand, thereby providing a mathematical foundation for their strategy. Mastering the calculation and application of these odds can significantly enhance one's ability to make profitable plays over the long term. Basic introduction to poker mathematics. Mastering the mathematical aspect of poker is a fundamental skill that often dictates a player's success at the table. This includes the calculation of pot odds and hand odds. Strategic application of this knowledge liberates players from guesswork, empowering them to make informed decisions. Calculating these odds efficiently requires analytical prowess and deepens your understanding of the game's inherent complexities and nuances. Psychological aspects of poker. The psychological dimensions of poker transcend mere card strategy and venture into the realms of emotional control and behavioral analysis. Mastery in managing your emotions is critical, as it stabilizes your decision-making process under the fluctuating pressures of the game. Simultaneously, accurately reading opponents offers strategic advantages by anticipating their moves and adjusting your play accordingly. Managing your emotions. Poker is not just a game of chance and strategy, but also a rigorous test of emotional discipline. Maintaining composure, especially in the face of tilt and bad beats, is critical to making rational decisions and preserving one's bankroll. Therefore, an adept poker player must cultivate the ability to detach from immediate emotional responses, ensuring that strategic analysis, rather than transient feelings, dictate each move on the table. Importance of maintaining composure. Your ability to maintain composure under pressure is as critical as the cards you hold in poker. Approaching the game with an analytical mindset, players must strategically navigate emotional currents to ensure freedom from tilt. A composed player assesses situations dispassionately, making decisions based on logic rather than emotion, which is pivotal in pursuing consistent success at the tables. Dealing with tilt and bad beats. Understanding how to navigate the psychological challenges of tilt and bad beats is an indispensable skill for poker enthusiasts aiming to play at their best consistently. Strategically, one must dissect these moments with clinical detachment, recognizing them as inherent elements of the game. Cultivate resilience, deploy rationality over emotion. Mastery here frees you from volatility's grasp and gives you the edge needed for long-term success. Reading opponents. In poker, the ability to read opponents is a nuanced skill that can significantly tilt the odds in a player's favor. Discerning subtle cues and behavioral patterns requires acute observation and the experience to interpret these signals correctly. A strategic approach involves recognizing these tells and adapting one's playstyle to effectively counteract a diverse range of opponents. Identifying tells and patterns in opponents' behavior. How can a novice poker player decipher the subtle tells and behavioral patterns that reveal the strengths and weaknesses of their opponents? Mastery in poker extends beyond cards. It's about keenly observing mannerisms and exploiting them strategically. Analyze inconsistencies in bet sizing, reaction times, and physical gestures. Over time, patterns emerge, offering insights into an adversary's hand without necessitating verbal declarations of intent. Adapting to different player types. Every poker player must recognize and adapt to the myriad personalities and playing styles encountered at the table to optimize their strategic approach. Discerning whether an opponent is aggressive, passive, loose, or tight informs your tactical decisions. An analytical mindset, honed through experience, dictates strategic adjustments, ensuring freedom from predictability. Precision in this adaptation is a linchpin in the arsenal of a formidable poker contender. Bankroll management. Bankroll management is a cornerstone of sustainable poker strategy. It requires players to balance the preservation of their capital with the pursuit of profitable opportunities. This concept necessitates the strategic allocation of funds to various games, with an emphasis on mitigating risk and maximizing potential reward. An astute understanding of bankroll management allows players to endure the inherent variance of the game while positioning themselves for long-term success. Understanding bankroll management. Bankroll management is a cornerstone of sound poker strategy, crucial for the longevity and success of any poker enthusiast's career. It involves meticulous oversight of one's funds, balancing the pursuit of profit with mitigating financial risk. Effective bankroll strategies equip players with the necessary tools to navigate the inherent volatility of the game, ensuring that their stay at the tables is both strategic and sustainable. Importance of managing your poker funds. A crucial aspect of successful poker play involves the meticulous management of one's gambling capital, known as bankroll management. This strategic discipline ensures longevity in the game by mitigating financial risk. It empowers players to withstand the inevitable variances of poker without compromising their fiscal stability. Mastery of bankroll principles affords the freedom to engage confidently, making calculated decisions unswayed by the fear of financial ruin. Strategies for effective bankroll management. Several vital strategies exist to ensure the effective management of your poker bankroll. Each strategy is critical for maintaining a solid financial foundation in the game. Astute players recognize the importance of setting strict limits. By establishing clear boundaries on how much money they are willing to risk, players can avoid financial ruin and maintain control over their bankroll. Judiciously selecting games commensurate with skill level and bankroll size is crucial. Playing in games that are too high stakes or above one's skill level can quickly deplete a bankroll. Finding the right balance between challenging oneself and protecting one's capital is essential. Lastly, adhering to a disciplined approach to staking is essential. This means carefully managing bets and not succumbing to impulsive decisions. By sticking to a well-thought-out plan, players can minimize losses and maximize their chances of long-term success. These methodologies empower players to safeguard their capital, ensuring long-term participation and freedom in poker. Risk versus reward. In poker, the equilibrium between risk and potential reward is critical to sustainable bankroll management. A strategic approach dictates that players must assess the long-term implications of their betting decisions, particularly when considering moving up in stakes. One must meticulously evaluate the level of competition and the adequacy of one's bankroll before venturing into higher stake games, where the potential for higher returns comes with increased exposure to risk. Balancing risk and potential gains. Effective bankroll management hinges on understanding the delicate balance between potential financial gains and the quantifiable risks inherent in poker. An analytical approach requires players to strategically assess game selection and stake levels, ensuring that each bet represents a prudent portion of their capital. This disciplined methodology not only maximizes longevity in play, but also empowers players to pursue the freedom of financial autonomy within the game's fluctuating dynamics. When to move up in stakes? Transitioning to higher stakes in poker should be a calculated decision anchored in a comprehensive evaluation of one's skill level, risk tolerance, and bankroll adequacy. Ascending the monetary ladder demands a strategic bankroll that can absorb variance without crippling financial health. Prudent players seek consistency in profits at current levels before venturing into deeper waters, where the caliber of opposition intensifies and the stakes challenge one's fiscal prudence. Continuous learning and improvement. In the poker landscape, mastery is not a final destination, but an ongoing journey of refinement and evolution. A strategic player recognizes the value of analyzing past hands to identify missteps and extract educational value from each session. Moreover, keeping abreast of the ever-evolving dynamics of the game and adjusting strategies accordingly is paramount for maintaining a competitive edge. Learning from mistakes. The path to poker proficiency is paved with the reflective analysis of one's gameplay errors. Embracing sophisticated poker software and analytical tools is an indispensable strategy for dissecting their decision-making processes and improving future play. This continuous cycle of learning not only sharpens a player's tactical approach, but also fortifies their mental resilience against the inevitable ebbs and flows of the game. Analyzing and learning from your play. Continuous poker improvement requires rigorous gameplay analysis to identify and learn from mistakes. Success hinges on the strategic dissection of each session, objectively evaluating decisions and outcomes. Embrace the meticulous scrutiny of your play. It liberates you from the bondage of repeating errors. Cultivate a habit of reflective practice, and your game will evolve, unfettered by past shortcomings and poised for triumph. Using poker software and tools for improvement. Harnessing the capabilities of advanced poker software and analytical tools is a critical step for players committed to refining their strategy and learning from their gameplay errors. Through meticulous review and data-driven insights, these resources empower players to dissect their decisions, eliminate weaknesses, and enhance their tactical prowess. This grants them the liberty to evolve continuously within the ever-changing landscape of competitive poker. Staying updated and adapting. Poker is an ever-evolving game, with new strategies and trends emerging that can shift the competitive landscape. Players must remain abreast of these developments and incorporate them into their gameplay to maintain an edge. A keen sense of adaptability, underpinned by strategic flexibility, enables players to navigate and exploit the dynamic nature of poker effectively. Keeping up with poker trends and strategies. Adaptability in poker is crucial, as the game's dynamic nature demands players to stay abreast of evolving strategies and trends. Continuously refining your approach and assimilating fresh tactics fortifies your competitive edge. Scrutinize the prevailing winds in the poker world, integrate innovative plays into your repertoire, and critically evaluate your methods. This relentless pursuit of mastery is the linchpin of a truly liberated, formidable poker player. Importance of flexibility and adaptability in play. While the foundational skills of poker are vital, the player's ability to adapt and learn continuously often dictates long-term success in the game. Embracing an analytical and strategic approach, astute players recognize the fluidity of poker dynamics. They constantly refine tactics, responding to evolving scenarios with agility. This skill transcends rote knowledge, embodying the freedom to navigate and conquer the ever-shifting landscape of competitive play. Frequently asked questions. How can I recover from a significant losing streak in poker without letting it affect my gameplay negatively? To rebound from a substantial losing streak in poker, it's crucial to analyze previous games objectively and identify potential strategic missteps. Implement a disciplined bankroll management strategy to mitigate risks. Embrace a mindset that values decision-making over short-term results, focusing on the long game. Consider a temporary break to refresh mentally, ensuring that emotions do not cloud judgment. Continuous learning and adapting to the dynamic nature of poker is essential for sustained success. Are there specific dietary or fitness regimens that can help improve my poker performance during long sessions? Strategic integration of dietary and fitness regimens is advantageous to enhance poker performance during prolonged sessions. Nutrient-dense meals that stabilize blood sugar and improve cognitive function are paramount. Concurrently, regular cardiovascular and strength training exercises fortify stamina and mental acuity. This holistic approach to wellness can significantly augment one's endurance and decision-making capabilities.